These are the bane of my life, and the bane of the life of any audio engineer, maintenance engineer, anybody who owns their own analog studio or has anything to do with analog. This is a multi-pin connector. These are XLRs, which can also double as castanets. And the reason I'm talking about it today is that I'm rewiring our patch bay and adding additional channels, because when we first did it, and we'll talk about the patch bay in a sec, I ran out of cable and I didn't want to order more because I wanted to carry on with the recording process that we were doing at the time. So I thought I'd do a video about patch bays and their importance in the Analogue Recording studio. This is a patch bay. There are many like it, but this one is ours. And there are basically two types of audio patch bays that you use in a studio. One is a Bantam, which has got very small jacks on it, and then the other is the B-gauge, the old GPO jacks that they used to use when if you've ever seen a video of right back at the early bits of telephony, when you get these people and their telephonists and they're plugging in all these things and connecting them. It's basically the same thing. But what does a patch bay do, and why do we need one? Well, it allows you to patch, to connect between different bits of equipment and the console. And also it allows you to access microphone inputs from all around the studio, which I'll show you in future videos, into the console. Now, there are a lot of technical considerations that you need to think of when you're designing a patch bay. A lot of it is around earthing. Now, I don't want to get too deep into this, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a little article about it. But if you get your earthing wrong, you can get earth loops, or in America you would call them ground loops, which are to be avoided. It's basically hum. You've heard it loads of times. So when you design it, it's very important that you think about that at the beginning. Now, here we have outboard, which is our compressors, microphone preamps, gates, all that sort of stuff over here. And then here we have time-based effects, and effects like reverbs and delays, and we've got this fantastic game changer audio, distortion thing, and also our Pro Tools rig that we actually use to digitize the analog information at the console. Right, okay, let's look at doing an example of how we're using this patch bay in a real life situation. Now, recently we've been in some live streams, and over there we're all set up, and the vocal microphones go with an XLR connector from the actual microphone itself into a stage box. And the stage box connectors all go basically into here. And channel 1 of our stage box appears here, which is, I think, my vocal microphone. Of course, Susie should be number 1, but it's not me. And this here is the input to a microphone preamp, which is the API 512C, as you can see. And then the output of that API then goes directly into Pro Tools recording. So that is a good illustration. As you can see, there's an awful lot of connections here. And you build it up as the time goes on, as you do in a session or whatever, you build it up. So when you're starting off, I pull everything out and start again. There's two reasons why I do that. A, it clears it all up so you don't get confused, but B, actually inserting the jack into the patch bay cleans it every time. I normally give it a bit of a bump, because these are all analog, and it's all just bits of copper and springs and wire, that connect. Anyway, that is an overview of patch bays. If you want to know any more, just comment in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, because this is just the first in a number of things. I'm going to be talking about guitars, I'm going to be talking about guitar effects, I'm going to be talking about all this stuff here and the recording console, and basically how to make records using analog equipment.